Welcome everyone who has come later. And so we will continue with today's, this is the third part of our seminar called Helping Each Other Succeed. You understand me?
Yes.
And so we were discussing how to start a devotee care system here in the first part of this today's session. And we were speaking how we need to first take care of ourselves, then take care of others. So, and also take care of our immediate family. So these are, speak about priorities in care. And then we said that we can find time to, Hare Krishna, how to find time to care for others if we have many obligations already. There's a chair here. So now I would like to say something about developing a desire to support others, to support devotees, on developing skills and taking action. And when we speak about skills, we will speak about this more on Saturday, and also taking action. But I want to say something about the developing of the desire. Now, we know that for every activity, in order to do it successfully, we need to have some enthusiasm and desire to do it. So now maybe you have a little desire to help others, or maybe you have a big desire to help others, but it doesn't hurt to increase that desire, whether it's big or small at the moment. Now, what are your ideas? How can we increase our desire to care for others and to support others?
By caring about others?
Yes.
By doing it.
Yeah.
By doing it.
Just my personal experience is that people whom I helped or counseled, then later, when I passed through some difficulties, I had some difficulties in life, they helped me in return.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Mantra. So, by helping others,
Sorry,
yes?
can I just, maybe my question would be about when we don't have enough, when we don't have enough motivation to help others, when we are very down ourselves, maybe. Maybe we are not okay with ourselves, so in this situation we are not very eager to help others. And when we are okay, we are more willing to help others. No, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's
Good point. Can you close it?
They have to close it very soon. Probably people are going in because it's not allowed to care them with open doors. Probably people are going in.
Can you close this door?
Yeah, sure.
And any window that is open? Well, we have to first sort out ourselves and somehow receive care. If we need care, then we can care for others. If we are needy, if we are depressed, if we have problems, so that's one thing we have to sort out. So therefore I said in the first part that every mentor should have a mentor. Or if they don't have a mentor, then mentors amongst themselves as peers, they can help each other. So this is very important, to first help yourself, then you can help others.
maybe we should start with small steps, not just like become mentor at once, but with small steps. We see that somebody needs some help. For example, somebody is very stressed or is very nervous.
Yes.
So, for example, I have a colleague at my work, and she is very stressful. And I saw it, and I said, so, you know, by my experience.
You want to sit there? There is a chair, if you like. Yeah, there is a chair.
You know, for example, when I experience there are some herbs, some tea, herbal tea that you can take during the day, and it's very good. And like small steps,
Yeah.
maybe, and to be more, I don't know, to be helpful in some small situations,
Yeah.
not just
Yeah.
in life.
That's nice. Very nice. But
Global things.
one thing, I mean, I'm speaking about the growing desire to help others, but we can also speak about developing a taste. That means that it becomes actually pleasurable for you. You do it with your heart. You do it from your heart. You do it with pleasure. When people thank you, you said it's my pleasure to serve you, to do something for you. So, but okay, maybe I should ask a different question. How can we develop a burning desire to help others?
Maybe by association with those that are already caring.
Yeah. Those who are already fired up, who are already really, really into it, and they just breathe it. Hare Krishna.
I'll give something called Krishna Pada.
Krishna Pada.
Krishna Pada.
He's there.
Some of them.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. But please close the door. Okay, they're not making kirtan.
It's possible to close?
I think
No, they're doing kirtan, but because of the neighbors, the door always has to be closed. The temple
it's
door.
closed. Okay, we don't hear them. It's okay. It's okay. Mhm. So how can so Tanya is saying that by associating with those who are fired up to help others, and I think some of you have already some enthusiasm, and you can increase it, and you can become really, really fired up.
It has to be a daily practice,
Daily practice,
If you
yes.
work with people that are really strong on that desire, but when they are gone, you are alone again. So it's like Patanjali is talking about this subject, working with patients, it's abhyasa, it's discipline. You have to, even if you do not feel
Excellent.
too much liking to do it, you do like she said, a little step, you try. And you see, oh, it was not bad. And the next day you feel better because you have done well and you will do it again. You keep, and then this strong desire will come. He says that,
Thank you so much. I want to now thank you, and I want to show you something. The greatest secret of success that I know of is this.
Yeah,
Daily practice.
yeah, daily practice. Yeah. Every day.
Push-ups.
No, this is very easy because my knees are down there. I call it push-ups for rehearsals. So, but
Let me tell you something else, is because you told everything already now, it's the swadhyaya.
so
Every
there.
day you have to have the little 3 steps. You have to do self-study, the scriptures, the swadhyaya self-study. You have to serve others, like a discipline, and then you have to surrender to God. The 3 things every day, abhyasa, I have to do, like asanas, and then it will come the taste little by little.
Kalina, do you see this? You see her?
I will share you something for her.
So you already have 2 people who are quite fired up to be members of the team. So, just make a note of it.
Just the last thing, and then I don't talk anymore.
No, you can say.
She
you can
was
say.
talking about that. If you can help people when you are bad, yes, we can. I was really in a little depression when I came from India, which happens always when I come from India. And then I was going on the Food for Life.
Yes.
For life. And this feeling of helping others, they were helping me.
Yes, yes.
After 2 months of Food for Life, I was really perfect. And with these devotees, connections, satsang.
So this
It's, you can really help others when you feel bad because they will.
I felt that.
You
I
felt
was
that,
amazed of that experience of
Yeah.
the service.
that was
By helping
Service
others.
is really
and no judgments.
no judgment. And if
at
you're
all.
really
No.
bad, you go to the kitchen and you wash all the pans. They're not washed. And it's such a relief, and this karma is cleaning. It works, man. Seva works. After 30 years, I can tell you, Seva, it cleans the heart, really.
Yes.
It's very good. Thank you.
Okay, so these wonderful points that you are bringing are actually naturally have brought us to something I wanted to share with you, that the greatest motivator is personal interest. So you can naturally ask, okay, you are telling us to be mentors, but what's in it for me? And there is so much in it for you. And you have just mentioned one thing, that if you feel bad, you help others, you start to feel good. I want to make a list of 108 benefits of becoming a mentor. This will be a challenge, but we can do it together. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe we can have a flip chart or somebody typing 108 benefits of becoming either a caregiver or mentor or coach or something. But there are so many benefits. So many benefits. So to be motivated to do this, it's not so difficult if you know what are the benefits. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Amazing. You see how many people are saying. So,
Faz com um certo interesse, mas faz, a motivação está lá, não é?
and one great inspiration for devotee care is Srila Prabhupada, especially if we read this book, Care Personified, because he was so caring, and doesn't mean he was always soft, but he was caring not only for the spiritual side of life, he was caring about devotees' health. He would remember if somebody has a scar or injury, and he would tell them, you take kurkuma, take something, some Vedic prescription. So, and he would remember people's names, and devotees were shocked. How do you remember that I'm injured? I mean, you are dealing with so many people. But he was so personal, so caring that he was caring that devotees have enough clothes and things like that. So then in your community, if you have anyone who is extremely caring, then you can approach them, ask them for blessings, follow in their footsteps, appreciate them, offer them service, help them, and you will imbibe of their mentality. And in this way, this chain of care is spreading and it's expanding. This care is expanding. And care is not just some sentimental thing. Care is actually, in my view, preparation for war, preparation for training. But it's a good foundation for training. If you provide care and you say, okay, now I want you to become a strong caregiver, strong mentor, strong preacher, strong soldier of Krishna, and he says, I will do anything for you or for other people because you have given me so much. And why this movement is going on? This movement is going on because Prabhupada has given so much love to devotees, and knowledge also. He has given so much love, and they feel obliged to continue. And sometimes I say that devotee care is incomplete title. It's devotee care and guidance, or even better, devotee care, guidance, and training. Or education also can be included, and then we have a complete package. Care is part of it, and it's so very important. And I want to mention one thing that again came up this morning. I had a session with a devotee from Slovenia. Yesterday we were discussing that behind every problem is a lack of love. So I gave a bizarre example that how can we understand that behind inability to unscrew the screw is lack of love. And today when I discussed with this devotee, we developed like a dissertation on this point. So I will share with you what we discussed. That I was slowly guiding him to become more personal to the screw. So if you think that the screw is a person, how would you treat him? Well, I would see what the screw needs. So when you treat a person, you think what he or she needs. If you treat a screw and it doesn't want to unscrew, you ask yourself what the screw needs. And the answer is that the screw needs oil. Then it will gladly and happily unscrew itself. But you have become very personal. You mentioned patience yesterday. Patience, persistence in dealing with this problem. So, I mean, we can look at many funny examples or bizarre examples how behind every problem is. But as soon as you start to think, imagine if you apply this to people. So if you really want to help someone, God will give you intelligence to do that. You will find ways. If somebody has mental illness, practically unsolvable the problem. In many cases, why people are so, maybe sometimes people are narcissistic. They are too self-centered, and that's the problem. But sometimes people just lack love, care, attention, and then they start to breathe again. Yeah, they start to breathe again. But also after some time, you want them to understand that they are not the center of the universe, and that they should also help others and serve. But initially, not only initially, but initially it's like emergency. If we provide this genuine concern for people, then they will start to flourish. They will start to feel better, start to grow, start to flourish. And now I'm getting so many messages from a devotee from America. She's telling me how happy she is to help people. She's not only a preacher, but she has discovered that she's a healer. Recently she has discovered that she's a healer, and now she's healing people. She can do amazing things. I mean, things we cannot do. Amazing things with different subtle things, helping people on different subtle levels. And she finds great pleasure in helping people to get free from suffering, but also to come closer to Krishna. So care is complete when we help people move forward on the spiritual path. Not only do emergency care where we console them or hug them, or like if somebody's crying, you don't start quoting verses to them and beating them with the Bhagavad Gita. Yeah. But you give them a tissue to wipe their tears, or you come and wipe their tears. This is the first thing we do. And then slowly, I had people coming to conclusions and telling themselves and about themselves things that I wanted to tell them. So they themselves recognized their illusion, they themselves recognized what they need to change, but I was just there. I didn't even have to tell them. So one great thing you can do for people to be there, especially when it's tough. Just be there. Even if you say nothing and do nothing, but just be there, it will mean a lot. And another great thing you can do for people is you can listen. That's a big job. It's a big thing to do. But how to listen? With genuine interest. And now you may say, well, when I listen to people, I'm bored. So how not to be bored in listening to people? during your listening to people. I have a simple approach that I can share with you. How I can be curious about what people will say, even if I have heard something many times. I have two questions. I'm interested to understand how is God helping them and how is God testing them. So if you listen with these two questions, you will never be bored, because you will be try to understand. Okay, how is this person is telling me their story, her story, or his story, and I'm trying to see where is God in all this, and how is He helping them, how is He testing them or challenging them. So I like this point that when we associate with those, this Mataji, she's so enthusiastic to help others, she has a great taste for helping others, she enjoys it. So I would like to spend time with her and get more of this enthusiasm. I visited them in America, 2009, okay, we are in contact online, and I can feel this amazing enthusiasm. And you can become such a person if you want. You can become this contagious, this like infectious person that people, they either avoid you or they embrace you. Because, you're fired up about something. So,
When you
it's
help
increasing the desire, excuse me?
When you help others, like this Mataji, there's a chemical on the brain that comes out, it's dopamine. Dopamine gives the pleasure to the person to feel good.
Okay, this is now bribing.
And then
You know bribing? What is the Portuguese word? Bribing? Or bait? You know bait? Bait? Fish?
yeah, yeah, exactly.
You are doing marketing now.
Yeah.
I just want to make a couple of smaller points and we will finish because it's late. One thing to be, one thing to be aware of. I mentioned this in relation to healers the other day, yesterday I think. So there is this savior syndrome. That's a trap for a helper. I am the savior. So we said yesterday that we should see ourselves as an instrument in God's hands, and not that we are the one who is saving the person. But we have a privilege and the honor to support this person and to be an instrument or extended hand of God's care. And we don't want to create dependency. Now, maybe somebody may like that people adore them and they think, oh, you are my savior, and you are such a great person. And you say, oh, finally somebody recognizes. So as soon as you become puffed up, Krishna sends a needle and poof, and you like a balloon, you lose air. So we have to be careful not to create this dependency and codependency, and that people just always rely on us. But what do we want to do with people is to make them strong, to help them become strong, and also become so strong that they will help others. So every patient we want to become a doctor, or at least assistant of a doctor. Something like this. And also, if we see people as souls, we will always see them as strong. Always see them as strong. We never see them as weak. And when they are very much down, it's a great opportunity for them to become very strong again, to rise up and become very strong again. And I want to mention again the principle. I will mention it probably every day, that I want you to listen. If you take one thing from this course, if you ask me which one thing would you like us to take, this is this one. Every problem is an opportunity. Every problem is an opportunity. This is magic. This is turning iron into gold. Turning iron into gold. So if people come in with problems, if you have a problem, if you remember that principle, if you ask yourself, what are the opportunities now here in this problem, then you will do miracles. You will do wonders. You can turn around situations like anything. And one role of a helper or a mentor or a coach is actually to turn around situations, to turn black into white, to turn iron into gold, to turn problem into opportunity. And how can we turn a problem into opportunity? Very simple. You can turn problem into a goal. Turn problem into a goal. So, if you have a problem, you say, okay, let me have a goal to find a solution.
What advice you have when someone provoke us?
Provoke you?
Yeah.
Like which kind of provocation?
Call a name.
Call your
For
names.
instance, hey, you're blah blah blah, whatever. Son of a bitch.
Well, there is many things you can do. You can get a stick. You can pretend you haven't heard it. But if they insist, you can ask
When
them.
someone offends us,
Yeah.
do
Well, you have to
understand
see.
what
You have to see why they, maybe you have offended them. You have to see why they offend you. You can ask them, why are you offending me? Maybe they are angry because of something else. It depends. I mean, there is many options in relation to this example, so I cannot give you just one answer. It depends what's the situation, why maybe they're upset with somebody else and then they offend you. Maybe you are not the problem. Maybe something else is the problem. But you can try to speak with them and ask them, why are you offending me? Have I done anything to disturb you? And then try to correct it if they tell you something. So maybe you have deserved that somebody insult you. Maybe you have done something wrong, or maybe they have a problem with somebody else.
Now, if the people is dumb, stupid, for nothing, or a bad person, sometimes we don't have to waste time with the food.
That's intelligent. It's intelligent to not waste time with the fool. So you can avoid fools. Avoid fools.
Yeah.
You want to say something?
Yes.
No?
About getting bored listening to someone.
Oh, that's a different point. Yes.
Yeah, what you were speaking about.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, just like if you're genuinely interested in helping the person, then you will not get bored listening to him. No?
Yeah.
And how to become genuinely interested is to love. If you have love, then you will have interest,
Wonderful.
and in turn, so it ultimately comes down to love.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, for a mentor, the most important principle is to love his mentees.
And then in turn, if you don't love, and if you don't want genuinely to help the person, then it's not really worth it to even try to help.
Yeah, if you don't love them, leave them. That's my motto. If you don't love them, leave them.
Because
Leave them alone.
It will not bring good results.
Yes, exactly.
Very good. I like this.
You like? I learned it by hard knocks. Okay, any last question? And then we will do a song. Well, thank you so much for coming. I mean, more and more people are coming and devotees are coming. Today we got this smaller room and I thought there would be less people, but there is more people.
But the teachings, violence do not react with violence with violence.
It depends. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna asked Arjuna to fight. It depends. It's not always the best thing not to react. We are not pacifists.
Yeah, very good.
It depends on the situation. If needed, violence can be used, but to protect religious principle, to protect the weak, etc., etc. So, it depends on the situation. Okay, thank you very much. So let us do our last song for today. So please come tomorrow again. We have a session tomorrow.
What time is tomorrow?
6:30.
6:30.
This song is called Krishna, I Am Yours. It becomes Mahamantra. Krishna, I am yours. Now you. Krishna, I am yours. 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 Okay, Kalindi. Hare Krishna. You also. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Now you. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Rama. Oh Hare. Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, I am yours. Krishna, I am yours. Krishna, I am yours. Oh Krishna.